All right, let's get started. In the name of God, we'll begin explaining the site. Over here on the left side, you can see the word My Lessons, which refers to your lessons, and there's My Profile, where you can change anything in your account. And here are the reports, which provide very nice reports, whether sent to me by the student or the guardian. Now, let's get started. In the name of God, the first thing you need to do is ask yourself a question. What do you want to do? At the beginning, I want to create a set of lessons in a specific subject, or I want to create a specific course and start interacting with the students, or create a lesson. You ask yourself a question. What do you want to do? Initially, I aim to create lessons in a specific subject or a course and engage with students. A course might have 10 or 20 lessons. Create lessons using the button. To organize, if there are too many lessons, click the 3 dots next to a lesson and hit delete. In a course, we might have around 10 or 20 lessons, however many you want. Create lessons from the button. Now, let's understand how to organize yourself. For deleting, I have many lessons. Click the 3 dots next to a lesson and hit delete. That removes the lesson. If I click on any lesson, press the 3 dots, then delete, and that's it. This is how you delete lessons. If I confirm, I can delete previous courses as well. So, I can delete everything. Of course, I have a lot of lessons. I've created many lessons before, and I can delete any lesson from here. If you feel like you have too many lessons, you can just click on the 3 dots next to the lesson, and then click on delete, and that will remove the lesson right away. Okay, that's how you delete lessons. For example, if I click on any lesson I'm hovering over, I just press the 3 dots and then click delete, and that's it. I will delete the lessons that I did before if I confirmed that I worked on them in the previous courses before now. Here also you can see the 3 dots. Is that it? I made some space to show you how to start working afterward. So focus with me now so we can start working together. All right, I tried to introduce this first. The number of participants is increasing, thank God. We've reached a reasonable number. We have 34 registered. Let's get started in the name of God. And I want to ask if you're ready, because I'm about to start the explanation now. Are you ready? Here also, you can see the 3 dots. Dr. Balkis, Dr. Mohammed, excellent. Let's get started in the name of God. The first thing you see when you open the Nearpod interface is the Create button and the Class button. I think you should start with the Class option. Why do I create folders? As a university professor teaching 5 courses, I organize by creating a folder for each course. This way, I place lessons in their course folders. Programs include cybersecurity, graphic design, human resources, and computer science. The basics of computer science. The important thing is that I have 5 courses, so I start by organizing myself. First, I create a specific folder for each course. So, I created a lesson to put in the first course, then I created a second lesson to put in the second course, and a third lesson to put in the third course. Each lesson goes according to the course I'm teaching. Now let's see. For example, in our college, I have a program called cybersecurity, I have a program called graphics and multimedia, I have a program called human resources, and I have a program called computer science. Now let's assume I created these folders just now, or created them before. Let's say any of these folders. This is a folder, and it's empty. It has 0 lessons in it. Now I want to create a folder for Dr. Sami, so I can start organizing. Whenever I click on any folder, it opens up and shows me what lessons are inside. All right, let's assume I created these folders. Any of these folders, this is a folder empty with 0 lessons. I want to create a folder for Dr. Sami to organize lessons. Clicking a folder shows lessons inside. It shows the lesson count next to the folder name. For example, 0 here, 0 there, and 1 here. Each lesson should be in its corresponding folder. If I'm on this lesson and click these 3 dots, I open a folder to see lessons. The count is next to the name. Dr. Sami, why are lessons misplaced? Each should be in its folder. I don't even need to open it because it shows right here next to the folder name how many lessons are in it. For example, it shows 0 here, 0 there, and 1 here. So, what's going on, Dr. Sami? Why are these lessons placed here? This is incorrect. Each lesson should be inside its corresponding folder. If I'm currently on this lesson and I click on these 3 dots, it will show me what options I have. It will say, what do you want to do with this lesson? You have 4 programs you're teaching. Yes, this lesson belongs to the cybersecurity course. So I click on it and tell it to move to the cybersecurity folder. If we go back to the cybersecurity folder, it went from 0 to 1 lesson. So if I go to the second lesson and click on it, these three dots. So I say, what do you want to do? You have 4 programs you're teaching. Yes, this lesson belongs to cybersecurity. So I click on it and tell it to move to cybersecurity. If we go back to the cybersecurity folder, it went from 0 to 1 lesson. Now, if I go to the second lesson and click on it, and I click on the option that asks what it belongs to, I'll say it belongs to human resources. I'll say okay, and so on. So you should keep your work organized from the start. It shouldn't be as scattered as mine. I wanted to show you this to highlight the difference. Now, I'll quickly place these lessons into the folders, and I'll show you how to create the folders together quickly. I'll put all these lessons into these folders and start organizing myself. And I clicked on the option that asks what it belongs to. I'll say it belongs to human resources. I'll say okay. So you should keep your work organized from the start. It shouldn't be as scattered as mine. I wanted to show you this to highlight the difference. Now I'll quickly place these lessons into the folders, and I'll show you how to create the folders together quickly. I'll put all these lessons into these folders and start organizing myself. Let's see together how things are going. It's just a simple folder, for example. Did you put it in the lesson that's here? So the thing is, guys, I'm cleaning up my space, because if we organize it, it won't be a mess where I can't tell which lesson belongs to computer science or which one is a repeat or whatever. The important thing is I'm trying to organize myself like this. Once you get your work organized, your page will look nice and neat, because honestly, half the work is just keeping your stuff organized. It shouldn't be about the news. I mean, as soon as you came in, you should give us some updates. In this case, have 4 folders here, a cybersecurity folder with 2 lessons, a graphics folder with 1 lesson. The human resources folder has 3 lessons. The computer science folder has 4 lessons. There are other people who will tell you, no, I will organize myself in another way, Dr. Sami. How do I organize myself? Instead of making programs like this, I study in the computer science program. No, I do it as courses. As a professor, I teach courses. So I'm going to make it repeats. You just click on add folder and say, for example, repeat. You can do whatever you want, whether it's Arabic or English books or computer principles repeat. So you've created a folder and hit create. Now you've created an empty folder named computer principles repeat. Any lessons after this, you'll be able to put them in there. Let's also create another repeat. Let's say, for example, visual programming repeat as an illustration. And I clicked like this and hit create. Here it is. Right now, if you look like this, we've just created 2 new folders. Here they are: visual programming repeat and computer principles repeat. Currently, this folder is empty with 0 hooks next to it, and this repeat is empty next to it, 0. So you've organized yourself in the first step by creating a set of folders, each folder representing a course that you're studying. The next step is that I'm going to start creating interactive lessons. I'm going to start creating interactive lessons and putting them in these courses, placing each lesson in its respective repeat. A set of folders. Each folder represents a course that you're studying. The next step is that I'm going to start creating interactive lessons. I'm going to start creating interactive lessons and putting them in these courses. I put all the lessons related to each repeat in it. So I put the computer architecture lessons in the computer architecture repeat. In the programming repeat, create interactive lessons and put them in the programming repeat. And that's it. And in this way, so if you're studying 3 subjects, 4 subjects, or 5 subjects, then create 5 folders or 3 folders, depending on the subjects you know. Are things clear? If they're clear, press 1 so we can move on to the next part. All right, everyone, because time won't be on our side. Time will be short. Excellent. May God bless you. After that, created the folders first. I'm going to start, for example, creating the first lesson in the subject of computer principles. Repeat. Create the first lesson, such as in the computer principles. Repeat course, and for instance, the first lesson in computer principles. Everyone focus with me. Creating a lesson either from here or from here, and he also has from here. You have 3 places to create the lesson. You can create the lesson from here, the same process, listen video activity, or from here, listen video activity, or from here. You have 3 places to create the lessons. I will create the first lesson, and of course I will create 1 lesson in this lecture. In this lesson, I will include all the skills and all the tools so that anyone can create multiple lessons. Press listen and the word create lesson here. Now, note the difference between creating a lesson, listen, creating a video, creating an activity, and Google Slides. When you create a lesson, you are creating a lesson that includes text, videos, images, and exercises, everything. So this is a comprehensive lesson. Why separate them? Here, if you want to create videos with questions, instead of starting by going here and choosing a video, why not just choose a video directly and add it? So here, the video could be animated. Can you ask questions on it? Yes, you can ask questions inside the video. It's like a presentation that includes text, videos, images, and exercises. Everything. So, this is a comprehensive lesson. Now, why did they separate this from that? I'll tell you why. Here, if you want to create videos with questions, instead of starting by going here and choosing a video, why not just choose a video directly and add it? So here, the video could be animated. Is there a video where you can ask questions inside the video? Yes, you can ask questions inside the video. Some teachers like to record videos or create videos and ask questions about them. And here, this is an activity like exercises and activities, and we will see how to do them in time. So what does listen mean, Dr. Sammy? Is it comprehensive? Yes, it's comprehensive. All right, let's start one by one and we'll see. All of this. I won't leave you until everything is completely clear for you. I'm going to click on the first lesson, which is listen. Click on the word listen and focus with me. The interface is very simple and has a lot of tools. The first step after you create the lesson is to name your lesson. So the first step, I clicked on the word create. Pay attention. Again, everyone, I clicked here on listen, and now we are in listen. I click on the lesson that is called this lesson. You have a chemical side. I haven't given it a name yet, so you need to give it a name. Click on the pencil icon. And I start naming the lesson. I will start naming the lesson. I will name it, for example, components of a computer, such as, for instance, the CPU, RAM, and hard drive. This is the name of my lesson. The first lesson is on the basics of computers. I want to add a description. This lesson talks about what or you set goals for it, which makes it very nice. You can set goals for it here, or the lesson goals can be placed here. We can say, for example, in this lesson, students should be able to distinguish between hardware components and primary components, for instance. For example, here in this lesson, it makes a difference, or student must be able to, that the student should be able to distinguish between hardware and software components. I'm trying to emphasize that this lesson is very important for the student to start understanding the difference between hardware and software components. Here I'm telling you that the grade or level is for first year, second year, intermediate, high school, higher education, or PhD, which means doctorate. For example, I might say high school, okay? Or you can say, feel free to set it as you like, if you want to put it however you want. This is regarding the level he is in. The subject you are following is a math subject, or a subject in medicine, or a science subject, or you specify any type, or English, or something like that. So for example, I will say science, and then click submit. All right, so now I have the lesson name here. The first step is to name the lesson. After that, focus with me. We will start working on the proper content. You have the word add new. Add new means to start adding your content.